Oh, snap. Another issue of Words with Nerd. You always Triple S crew here with you. Um, Although we need no introduction, we're going to do them anyways because whatever. It's me, as always, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It's me, Slick Vic.
And it's me, Space Case, aka Vince. What's up, guys? Welcome to issue
Oh.
42.
Holy shit. Did we
We
actually
got-
get through an intro without you guys like
That was the
stumbling
smoothest.
through?
That was the smoothest intro. God damn. We all ate breakfast. That's what that means. Everybody
That's
ate
what it is.
breakfast.
Eat
Why
your
isn't this
Wheaties,
one
babies.
Yeah, of course. The one we don't do live is the
Yeah.
one that we just nail perfectly.
You know, I could go on and on about our topic this week, but it is Victor's choice, so I'm going to let him take it away, especially since he's very passionate about this subject.
Thank you so much, Mr. DJ. So today I got to pick the topic that we're going to be talking about, and it is something so freaking near and dear to my heart. It's near and dear to a lot of us who grew up with Toonami, specifically back in the early 2000s. We are going to be talking about the Cowboy Bebop series as a whole, from the original anime to the expectations of a new live-action remake, which we are going to have a fun broad discussion on. But before we get into any of that awesome sauce, meat and potatoes kind of situation, do you guys got any fun little mini stuff to talk about?
Ooh, you're making me hungry. You said awesome sauce and meat and potatoes, and
I
I
know.
literally just ate dinner. Like
I'm very hungry.
my fat ass over here.
But
I'll
Yeah,
kick us off.
Whoa. No.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
All right,
Shit.
ready?
All right, wait, hold on. Rock,
On
paper,
shoot?
scissors, shoot. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. There we are. Ready?
Right. That's 2 out of 3, though.
Best 2 out of 3. All right, here we go.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wow, the internet delay is trash.
No. We're doing it at the
We
same
tied.
time.
We tied. We're good. All right, ready?
Rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot. Just go, dude. Just go. Just go.
No. You do it. It's all good.
Oh my God. Oh man, I'll make it short and sweet. Right now, right this moment. Obviously, there are times where we're going to be recording a little bit ahead of time, IRL. But right now are the Overwatch playoffs. It is the last time we will see a Overwatch 1 champion. There's all sorts of high stakes right now. We have 6 teams left as it stands right now. And then Saturday will be the 4th and final Overwatch 1 Grand Finals. Again, by the time this comes out, it'll be already done and over with. I'm going to place my predictions right now. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. I'm going to predict that the Chengdu Hunters play the Shanghai Dragons in the Grand Finals. And the Shanghai Dragons are crowned the champions. See if I'm right.
why were you like so poetically emotional that you're like, I predict that?
Well, I wore this to support my Panda Boys, but they're good. But right now, they're currently losing their game. They're not even close to finals. I don't know, but that's my predictions. Those are the final 2 for me. We'll see how it goes.
Interesting. I'll hold you to it. You owe us a beer if they lose, or you owe us a beer if you didn't get the prediction right.
Why are we
Wait,
always
if I
owing
lose-
beers?
If I lose, I have to go out with you guys and buy you beer and hang out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
You don't
but-
have to.
Shit, that sounds awful.
Yes. Looks like somebody's being rude today. I would say I just marathon through all of the Star Wars Vision, that new show.
Mm-hmm.
The collection of kind of animated anime style all the way through and through, with a collection of kind of short stories or full-fledged episodes depending on the Star Wars universe. This is exactly what I was talking about when we were discussing it the other day, where there are so many. We were talking about Knights of the Old Republic on our latest episode. So cool. Guys, you gotta watch this. It is amazing. There are so many various styles that are used to tell a story. Very like Asian culture. There's a little bit of Japanese culture in there as well. Chinese culture, like very like it's just so cool. I can't really describe it. I can just say that you need to watch it.
So cool, man.
If nothing else, just for the animation. But I mean, the stories are very cool too. The voice acting is on point. It really made me want like a full-fledged Star Wars centric story, but like in anime style. It was just so cool. So definitely go check out on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Okay, I was gonna
Star
ask.
Wars Visions.
Dude, hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna watch that tomorrow because I knew it was coming out. I didn't realize it was out already.
I didn't
That's
either.
exciting
Yeah.
because I mean, I love Star Wars. I am a big fan of anime stuff as well, and I mean, you put those two together, I'm in. But just to see Star Wars in that different light, because the only really animated series we have from them is Clone Wars, and not that I don't like that art style, but if you're telling me that it's a different style of art, which is like anime style, then I'm on board completely.
I feel like if Clone Wars had like anime style animation, it would probably be hailed as one of the greatest like cartoon / animes of all time. Because that's the Clone Wars story alone. If we ever do a Star Wars, and I'm thinking we're going to, just because I'm saying it, I'm putting it out into the open. When we do a Star Wars episode, we're gonna need at least 2 parts, because I love that series. But yeah, I don't know. Victor, you got anything?
I loved the newest What If that came out. That's it. I've been keeping up with What If. I don't know if you guys have. It's not disappointing. One episode kind of disappointed me. I'm sure you guys.
I bet I can guess I bet I can guess which one.
Which one?
Out of all of the ones that have been done so far, the What If All the Avengers Were Killed?
Nope, I love that one. That
really?
one was one of my favorites. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
Ask Vince. Whenever we sat down and like kind of like storyboarded, I would always go like hard left. I like sad. I like death. I like things being as dark as they can at the end. So I loved it.
Oh, so you didn't like the first episode then?
No, I enjoyed that one too. Captain Carter.
What the fuck? Which one did you not like then?
Vince, I'll give you one guess before I make my reveal.
I'm actually not fully caught up with What If. It's weird. I'm like, I watched the shit out of it religiously, and I really like the show. But once we did the episode for What If, I kind of in my own head was like, oh, the series is over. But I forgot that like new episodes are still coming out. I need to catch up.
He's like, oh, that's it.
That's it. It's great first season.
This won't. There's a lot more coming. This won't like ruin it for you. I'm just gonna say which one.
No, you're good. You're good.
The What If Killmonger was king.
Oh, I saw that one.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, actually, I didn't like that one either.
With Tony Stark, right?
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan. I love Michael B. Jordan. Really good at voice acting. The story was too convoluted. Where I was watching the whole thing, and I'm like, it was boring. Like, it's very boring. It seemed too complicated. It didn't seem like how natural like everything was in the Black Panther series. I feel like it was such a soft, like out of all the episodes coming forth, I feel like that was such a soft installment.
But you gotta think about it like this: they only had 30 minutes to like put that all together into a single episode.
Sure. Yeah,
so it definitely felt rushed. But I don't think they had any control over that, which sucks. But I wish the episode was longer so it could kind of gel out more easily, because Tony and Rhodey dying just seemed like very heavy, and everybody was acting like, all right, well, he's dead. And then T'Challa dying, and it was just, all right, he's dead. Like, what are you guys doing? Get the shit together.
Yeah, it was weird. Party Thor came out. Trying not to spoil
love that.
You're good, man.
One of the best episodes. Oh yeah, perfect. One of the best episodes. I recommend to watch it. Currently, that's my top 3, and now you guys know which one I don't like. Well, not don't like. I'm
least favorite
because the whole thing as a whole is still really good to me. I love it. Like, I've had people come into my work And as soon as they say like, I'm looking for what if stuff, and I'm just like, oh, did you watch it? And we end up having 30-minute discussions, like in the middle of the floor, and then people are joining in and out. So yeah, but besides that, that's the fun little 10 minutes we had. Sorry, my dog's licking my leg right now. Sorry about that.
Just showing love. Just showing you love.
She's trying to say hi. Can you see her?
Yes. Oh my. What's up, Carmi?
Carmi's actually a fan of the topic, so if we could get into it, come on, Carmi, sit down.
Yeah, I'm down.
Because she's pulling my headphones. We're going to be talking about one of our favorite animes, and I'm saying just two of us because one of us has not gotten the chance to watch it. Vince.
No, I watched it.
Don't shade him like that, okay?
Listen, I watched it, but I watched it this week. I didn't grow up on it. Yeah, fresh eyes on it.
That's right. Fair. He's our fresh-faced protagonist. For this
I'm the most recent Bebopper, if anything.
For anyone else that's a recent Bebopper, for anyone else that's a Spike Spiegel right now in our group, just a quick synopsis of the whole thing. The whole show follows the crew of the Bebop, which is a bunch of cowboys, space cowboys to be specific. They are bounty hunters in the future because pretty much humanity has stretched out into the stars. So the police force can't really do as much as they could on Earth. So they make bounty hunting a serious business where they have TV shows. It's called high stakes, right? Or high reward. The corny
high stakes.
Yeah. So they do it like that. The cast that we follow, the Bebop, it is Spike Spiegel, Jetback, Faye Valentine, Edward Eddington III, and then the best character in the whole show, Ein. So there's so much to go over the show. It's such a beautifully done show where if you watched it, Vince, you watched the first, I want to say you've watched first 10, 5? Stop me.
I think I got to like 12 episodes in a matter of 2. I had a 2-day notice. Give me a break in the comments. Come on, guys. But no, yeah, I had a 2-day notice. I did. I got through like 12 or 13 episodes. I've got the fucking stuck in my head for binge watching it, but I'm not complaining. I wish. I don't know if they'll copyright us or not, but
still heavenly.
Still, it's one of When you hear that, you instinctively, like, as a kid, I would be like just sitting down, grab a pencil, and pretend I'm smoking a cigarette because I'm.
You know what it reminded me of? The theme song. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but the series The Venture Brothers.
Oh my god!
That theme song brought me right back to watching Venture Brothers in like middle school.
Yeah. Oh, I could. No, Dave. I could. DJ. I could totally see that hard kind of instrumental. And then
definitely,
all the visuals.
Yeah, like late night Toonami vibes for sure. 90s.
I think that's probably why I love Cowboy Bebop so much, is because it reminds me of that like era of Adult Swim, Toonami.
That's like a whole vibe. I don't know. At least to me, like
you're right. Yeah.
There's like a feeling that is unlike anything else when you get into like certain Toonami shows.
Yeah.
It's just whole vibe.
Home movies, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Super Jail.
Dude, I forgot about Super Jail.
Samurai Jack.
You know what I'm saying? Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, like.
Do we need to do like a top notch Toonami?
I wasn't gonna say it, but I think we should.
But
that'd be fun.
I'm down with that one. But you guys are right. Like that show was like part of the pantheon of the late night stuff. So I know both of you motherfuckers stayed up on Saturdays because that was the late night Toonami. It wasn't like during the day where you could watch like Inuyasha or Dragon Ball Z. No, you had to stay up and watch this and Big O and Outlaw Star, like the ones that had like swearing and boobies. And it was kind of like, I remember this show in itself, like you're lucky because you got up to 12 episodes, and the 12 episodes are they had different directors, if you didn't know this. So the original anime had multiple directors on the show, and they pulled in a bunch of different influences from different movies and TV shows. So if you pay attention to a few of the things, there are so many drops to like the episode that they meet Ein, the dog, the data dog.
Yeah.
they're referencing Bruce Lee in the whole episode because the creator of the director of that show, that particular episode, was obsessed with Bruce Lee. So they're referencing Enter the Dragon. The main villain was based after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the world's tallest martial arts master. So it's really cool. Just watching the whole thing, even the cast, like the casting from the original thing, like David knows the voice of Spike Spiegel is one of the most legendary voices in like animation period. You've heard his voice in anything. If you watch this thing, Steve Blum, he has done from Wolverine to like multiple animes, not just this one. Like, dude,
I'll plug it at the end. When we got to do our Love, Death, and Robot like fantasy casting, I definitely asked for Steve Blum. I asked for him in one of my episodes. I'll plug it at the end here, guys. If you guys are interested, we did a Love, Death, and Robots fantasy casting. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But sorry, Victor, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So it's really the casting for the original like just show was amazing. I can't pronounce his name. For the original Jet,
He's gonna try anyways.
I'm gonna butcher it unless David, you know how to pronounce it.
Hold on. Let me bring it up. Where's the voice cast on here? You can try and say it while I try and figure it out.
Billingsley. Billingsley. Let's see if I pronounced it right. And then Wendy Lee was Faye Valentine, and she's been known to do like the sexy female leads and a bunch of fucking shit. So she's
Billingsley.
Yeah, probably. He's only done another thing too. Like what was it, Wolf's Rain? I think, right? Like he was in Wolf's Rain.
Yeah, he was, but he also did like some other stuff like in Naruto, and I remember he was in Star Trek.
Yeah. So, he was. So most of the time, the cast was known like amazingly throughout. Like that cast, like when you hear those voice actors for the English dub, there's a lot of people who watch things solely in sub, and God bless them, purist. I appreciate you, but dude, when I watch this show, their voices, like those three in particular, those are the voices I just imagine them always. Spike has to be Steve Blum, like Jet Black has to be Billy, and then Wendy has to be Faye Valentine. Like those voices are so engraved in my skull for that. So that's why now whenever I hear anything that they're in, I'm just like, hey, it's fucking Spike. Hey, it's Jet Black. Like, right? You guys ever do that when you watch something else and you're like, I fucking know that voice?
Yeah, because that's the first time you heard that guy do the voice acting. You forever. That's like I don't know his name, but the guy that does the voice of Archer,
John Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
John Benjamin. Thank you. Benjamin. Yeah, I mean, I can't watch Bob's Burgers without thinking about Archer. And Taylor watches Bob's Burgers all the time, and she has no idea what Archer is, and I'm always like, what the hell is this?
I do it reversed, or I do it for both. Right? Like sometimes I'm just like, when I'm watching Archer, I'm like, oh, Bobby, and then sometimes I watch Bob's Burgers and I'm like, phrasing. So it kind of depends. But I really like, and if you guys like Archer and Bob's Burgers, they actually did a quick crossover for Archer, like on the show for Archer, like as an opener for one of the seasons. I forget which one,
for sure.
But it was really cool. And also, how meta is it that there was probably a commercial or like a TV ad on Adult Swim of Steve Blum doing the voice of like the robot dude for Toonami, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, yeah,
and
he was.
He probably did like an ad, and we don't even remember of him like plugging Cowboy Bebop, and he probably said something like "See you soon, Space Cowboy" or something like that. You know, like it would have been. Oh, that's so meta. That's so cool.
That was man, when we were young. if only to go back in time just to watch that, like on like cable on those big ass square fucking tube TVs from
with the big box in the back.
You guys keep going. I need to step away for 2 seconds. My cats are doing some shenanigans.
Kill the cat.
Not shenanigans.
Shenanigans. I mean, it was one of those shows that like it was so iconic. Like you could even say it was like truly an iconic show. Like every anime nerd has seen this show. Like it's one of those things where it's just like they'll mention animes that they've watched, and like this is always on that list. It's like
yeah, it's like I don't want to cut you up, but it's like when we were kids and we got like the starter packs or like the packs for like games of all kinds. I'm gonna just compare it to like a Yu-Gi-Oh pack. So you got a pack and you had like your beginner cards or like the ones that everybody should have. It's the same way with like these. Like I feel like the show and jump era was like magic. Like there were so many shows that came out at that time in anime culture, and this is when anime culture was not as popular as it is today. If we talked about this, we were considered major nerds at school. So, and you could only get away with like mentioning Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z because at the time everybody seemed to love those. But as like in today's world, if you're not saying that you watched like anything from Dragon Ball Z to Naruto to Sailor Moon or Cowboy Bebop as like your starters, like people are gonna be like, what? Like if you didn't mention one of those shows, they were gonna give you a look.
Yeah, you kind of get the whooping.
I don't know, man. I guess I was a late anime bloomer. I never really watched. I didn't watch any of those four that you just listed.
You never watched Dragon Ball Z?
I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z growing up. I didn't watch Sailor Moon. I didn't watch Bebop. And what was the other one you said?
Oh,
like Pokemon.
Naruto. Naruto.
Oh, I didn't. Still have never seen
that. That was a little later, but I mean, still.
One thing, because we're going to be getting into like, it pisses me off because that's kind of true. And then there were also the closeted anime folk that we knew in school that were just like, haha, fucking nerd. And then when everyone walked away, they're just like, anyways, did you watch that new episode?
Anyways, did you see the episode that he was talking about?
There's a reason there's a live action. We're going to be talking about the live action right now and the fucking cast.
Sure.
There's like a reason why. Because that show had a popularity. And it's one of those things that like, just I'm so excited for it. Like the casting of like, what is his name? John Cho, right? John Cho is Spike. John Cho is our lead actor in this show, and I'm super stoked on that. What about you, Vince? I'm gonna ask Vince first because I will go back to David in a second. Vince, how do you like John Cho's casting in this?
John Cho being cast as Spike, I think. I mean, I can't think of anyone better to play Spike, to be honest. Not only is he a face that many people know, whether you know him from Harold and Kumar or you know him from Star Trek, like if you don't know him from those at the very least, then I mean you should know John Cho at this point. I feel like he's done enough, enough mainstream things. But yeah, he's a very well-known Asian actor, and I'm glad they kept an Asian lead. He does a great job in comedy roles, and he does a great job in his serious roles as well. I think he's gonna have that like flair that Spike has, that kind of like, I don't know. He's got like a calm cockiness to him, Spike, where he's like he's so confident and he's cocky, but it's not like traditional cocky. I don't know if this makes sense, but like he's just so smooth.
Always. A lot of swagger.
But he's like he also like just is so careless about shit where he's just like, I don't want to do it. Whatever.
Is aloof the word? We're like
aloof. Honestly,
aloof. Yeah.
Aloof is spot on. That's exactly what Spike is. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that John Cho's going to come in here and just be a perfect Spike for all of us, whether you're a new fan like me or an old fan like these guys. I feel like John Cho is going to do us all justice. But yeah, there are other casting choices in here I thought were pretty interesting. What do you guys think about the other guys?
Oh yeah,
I don't think this show is gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be good
Couldn't
at
even
all.
stick with the casting, huh?
No, I mean, like in terms of casting, maybe Faye's character, like maybe Faye's actress.
Then you'll open it up.
I think the dude that is gonna play Vicious kind of looks promising.
Yeah.
Julia's too. I can't see it with Jets, dude. Like
Bro.
the guy. No, I'm sorry, I can't, man. Like, there's not any type of resemblance there at all.
Bro, but Jet. All right, so did you watch? Who here has watched Luke Cage?
Yeah, he's in
Bushmaster.
Yeah, he's Bushmaster. I think he's got that chop, that seriousness. His
Fam,
normal
he's like
voice.
90 pounds. Come on, dude. Like, you're talking
He
about his
gained
voice and
some
like,
weight.
okay, you're talking about his voice. Dude, who are we talking about? Jet, man. He's a towering figure. Like, come
he's
on,
a big
fam.
boy. I was surprised too at the casting. Unless this guy like low-key put on a lot of weight and bulked up, I don't see him at least having the same appearance. I do like the recasting choice to make him, I can't really depict like what nationality Jet is in the anime because it's a fucking cartoon character, but I'm assuming he's supposed to be Japanese or at least an Asian fellow. But like I appreciate them trying to like revamp the casting, and I love how you guys are sitting here watching the white guy on the show try to explain this as if he's doing a balancing act. You guys are both like, let's watch this guy try to explain this one without making any sort
juggling.
Of
just like, and I don't know if he was supposed to be that, but
you guys know me by now. I mean, I get it. Like,
you're Italian. It's cool.
I get it. No, I'm just trying to say I appreciate them including all sorts of different races. I just literally had a conversation with my 70-some-year-old grandpa the other day. We were talking about how Gossip Girl had recast, and it's all like African American girls, and like
talking about it with your 70-year-old grandfather.
Yes, me and my 7-year-old grandpa were talking about Gossip Girl. This is a true story.
I need to talk to you about Gossip Girl.
No, because it was a snowball conversation. But anyways, there's a fine line, I think, in today's casting where you can either cast, you can break the mold and like do a remake or turn an animated series into a live action series. And if you're gonna simply cast, I guess minorities, like you're gonna cast people who don't often get the opportunities that white people get in
people of color.
People of color. Thank you for making this easy for me. If you're gonna plug that just to fucking do it and be like, hey, we're doing it too, I kind of don't like that. But if you're doing it genuinely to be like, just because this cartoon has a bunch of this race, like, why can't we integrate other people in this? And when I saw Jet cast as, who is this guy? What's this guy's name? Mustafa Shakir. Once I saw him cast, I was like, that's going to be fucking cool. Cause like, I can see him playing the role. So I guess long story short, I have opposing views as DJ. So I guess, we'll see what happens when the show airs and see what this guy brings to the table.
No, go ahead.
You got rock, paper, scissors?
Well, no. I will say I did appreciate you pointing that out. That like they did keep Spike obviously of Asian descent,
absolutely.
But because it's space and everything's like that, they were able to incorporate different nationalities into it. Because a lot of to make you feel more comfortable, Jet's from what was it? Saturn, one of the rings of Saturn. That's why he was like pale but dark voiced because everyone from that. Their lungs were like that, but it was cool that they kind of were like, you know what, Jet is famously played by this one amazing African American voice actor, so let's just do it like that. Sure. And I feel like he's gonna do good. I loved him as Bushmaster. Like he has that. I feel like they picked him because of his face, because he has that face that looks like very like he can look really worn torn. He's supposed to be kind of older than Spike too, so that could be very easily played off like that. It's supposed to be like a former cop, so I'm excited for that. But I am excited all the casting choices. Like I feel like I feel casting wise, it's doing good. Mr. David has something to say, and I'm gonna let him say it.
No, I just I just want you guys to know that are watching, as well as my co-host. I'm big on not what's the word that I'm looking for? Just like you guys know I'm very nostalgic about stuff like in the nerd area, but like I'm kind of a purist. It's probably a bad thing, but like there are things that like I'm very please don't do a remake. Please don't do a sequel like to this.
Mhm.
I never want them to try and remake Avatar, like The Last Airbender. I hate that they're doing a live action thing. Like some things just work better because they're animated. You have more liberties to do certain things and visualize certain things. And I feel like Cowboy Bebop is one of them. Like there's just so many aspects to it that no matter how advanced our like special effects are in regards to this stuff, it's just not gonna feel the same to me. But also I think it's because I grew up, you and me both grew up with that show, Vic, and like we experienced it as kids. And for me, memories like that, I want to keep them that way. And I feel like by doing like a live action, it might or might not be good in my humble opinion, we'll see. But I love the original too much to like want to see them do a remake.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great transition into the next topics that we're going to say, Victor, is kind of like, I mean, you can go for it. You know what's going on.
All right. So that actually we same wavelength here. We're all that point.
We're all in sync.
We're all in sync. So, and I'm going to go with you first because Vince has the fresh eyes. So his opinion on this will be more like what he has seen recently. So he has more of like that perspective. But I want to ask you straight up on the questionnaire right now. What do they need from the old one, from the original anime for this to be successful? What do you really want to see in this?
They probably should have talked to the creator. That's probably my big reason why I don't think it's going to be very good in my opinion, because how are you going to work on a series, as you put it, as iconic as this and not have the creator involved in the process at all? Like even on an official scale, like in an official capacity, like fine, don't have them on in an official capacity, but the actors themselves could have at least talked to them and been like, how did you envision this character, like when you were making them and so forth, and how are you trying to portray them, like what was going through your head and stuff like that. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe that might have hindered their performances, but I don't know because I haven't seen it. But I just think that a guy that made this as iconic as he did should have been involved in the process to like some modicum, like even a small bit would have been great. But they didn't do that. I think they dropped the ball on that, and that has a way of like cascading into, I feel, the rest of the show. I could be very wrong, and I genuinely hope I am. I hope this isn't a failure, but in my mind, I feel like that was like the one thing that they could have used from the old into the new, just for like the diehard fans that might want like these little bits. But maybe the creators of the show themselves maybe looked back on the series, obviously, and drew inspirations from it. Like, I don't know, but I just think they probably should have had him there.
I agree with you. That's actually I didn't know too much about it. I knew the creators of the show were diehard fans of the show. Like they are fans. It's you don't sit down and you're like, hey, we should make this into the fucking thing. No, they are diehard fans. They had the original composer come on and just like watch it and be like, hey, we just watch it if you want to make the composition for it. And he's like, after watching a few stills, he's like, I'll make this. It's fine. That is sad that he wasn't able to join it. Do you know if it was because of some conflict or just?
I don't think it was any particular reason. I just don't think they from the stories that I read, a couple of articles, is that there was like no bad blood or anything. I just don't think they chose to go to him.
It's a shame.
And then also the kind of nonchalant attitude that Jet has. I don't want them to make it as like gritty, which I really hope that they don't. I hope they keep that kind of not lighthearted energy, but like these guys are bounty hunters. Like they're essentially risking their lives for a paycheck every day. And somehow they keep it light on their ship, and they keep it, they keep it funky, they keep it fun. Like the casino episode, like, is still to this day my favorite, my absolute favorite episode of the show, just because it felt like kind of like it was how you said earlier, they were inspired by certain aspects of other films. I felt like that was inspired heavily by like the original Ocean's trilogy with like Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and everything like that. So I would like them to keep that lighthearted energy to an extent. I realize that live action, you have to convey more with your characters, but I just feel like it's not going to have that type of energy, and I'm really hoping I'm wrong about that, because that was what made it so iconic. I'm going to be using that word a lot, but like it's what made it feel different.
No, I feel it. That makes you brought up a real good point. And that's like a diehard point. Holy crap! That makes me think about it. But Vince, what is something that you think they definitely need to bring in from this classic anime into the actual live action? That's gonna it's gonna pretty much put a water on the fire that is David's. Me and David know the worry. What is something that you think would help hinder that, even in a trailer? You know what I mean?
Man. I mean, so, and I completely get your guys, or at least David, I get your
apprehension.
Yeah, thank you with the words tonight, man. You're really helping me out.
No problem, V. I got you.
Yeah, I completely get it. I mean, to grow up with a show and then to have them do it live action, I would be apprehensive at all as well. So they definitely need to keep certain aspects of the show in order to make it successful. This is Netflix, right? Netflix owns the rights now. Knowing Netflix and how they have the ability to take a show and to just make it go viral and basically be everyone's like, oh my god, you see this show? It's on Netflix, blah blah. Like they have the capability. We've seen it time and time again with Stranger Things, Outer Banks, like all sorts of shit where they just drop it and people fall in love. Now they have this series where people are already familiar with the content and it's going to be turned into a live action. Last time they did this was with Death Note, and it was fucking garbage.
We don't talk about that here.
Yeah, so I hope they learn from their mistakes and they can actually turn this around, because just watching the anime, there's a ton of really cool elements that they can plug. Things that I think they should keep, and I'm not even joking, they should keep the theme song, because I think that theme song, right away, it plugs the energy of the show right away. Like you hear it and you're like, okay, this is the vibe of the show, like that jazzy, upbeat kind of like, yeah.
That sax solo at the end.
I think it's time to blow the scene.
Yeah, like I'm not even trying to be goofy. I legit hope that they keep the intro, because I love it, and two, I think it's like the T-shirt that the show is wearing. I don't know. It's the face of the show almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're completely right. That would
absolutely
be a saving grace.
Yeah, I think that they do a really good job at perfectly blending Western and space together. They need to keep that going, where they have that sci-fi but yet grounded feel. And to me, it's almost like if they just watch seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, take some notes, and sprinkle that around, like you guys will be just fine. I feel like to me, there's a lot of Mandalorian vibes, but it definitely has an extra flair to it, like a jazzy flair almost, right? So my last thing that I think that they absolutely need is those stunning visuals, because in this anime, and even just, you know, messing around with like the art for this week, for like the thumbnails and shit, all the Instagram plugs,
Mhm.
I'm looking up fan art, I'm looking up art for the show, and it's all like super colorful and very visual. And then I watch the show and it's the same way. I would love if they keep it that way. I think that whole blend of the jazzy intro plugs, the Western yet spacey sci-fi balance mixed with that bounty hunter story with those punchy visuals,
Mhm.
that is Cowboy Bebop. And I think if they can plug all those elements together, mix them up in a pot and serve it to us fresh, like, that's what we need in order to have the series do well.
Mm.
That's a good point. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that was good.
Mhm.
And just hearing the theme song, I'm like still like, or like you even mentioning, I'm just like I'm drumming it on my chest and I'm just like playing it in my head. I'm just like,
It's been in my head the last like 3 days.
To
such a
Vince's point, though, and I'll close out on my opinion of it, is
Mhm.
that he makes a really good point with the artwork, because if you were to just read the premise of Cowboy Bebop, it sounds very like stark. Like it sounds very dark, and like
Mhm.
you would think that it would be kind of like that very gritty feel to it, almost like in a like Trigun type of way or something
Mhm.
like that. But um I think it's great that the artwork contrasts with like what the story you think you should see and what we do see, because it brings like this colorful like kind of vivid artwork to it, and it makes it feel alive in a way. So that's to Vince's point, that's very good. I
I
really
have
hope they do
faith.
that too.
Yeah,
I
I have faith in it. Just for we haven't really gotten a lot to go off of, but there is that still that everyone's seen of John Cho as as Spike, and he's in the classic look. You know, he's got
It
the blue
looks good.
tuxedo with the yellow under, and like the set is lit a lighter blue behind him. And that alone kind of tells me like, okay, they might be playing with like these nice colorful visuals and stuff like that. And it seems like, I think Victor, you posted on Facebook the other day a picture of, it's a set picture of Spike walking through, what is it, is it Tijuana they're in, I'm assuming?
Mhm. Yeah.
The two dudes sitting at the table, it's the same exact scene mirrored in the show. So
Mhm.
like, if they're doing that stuff and we're getting little hints of that already, I feel like we're gonna get a pretty close adaptation. And I don't know if that's just my high hopes or if it's actually gonna happen, but
Those
we
are
shall
really
see.
those are good high hopes, but we gotta bring down the mood for a second. We all kind of, you guys covered it more. I love talking to, I like hearing opinions about this, so that's why I'm kind of keeping my general opinions kind of as way, because I'm more of just like, oh, like the only thing I will say that they need to do to bring back from the old is to keep the randomness of the episodes, because you watched only 12 and there is no consistent story. It's literally they're
Mhm.
like, yeah, we got to go chase a bounty, and there's different styles.
Mhm.
I really hope it's something similar to that, where it's not like we're gonna have a strong overarching story throughout the whole thing. No, I really hope they keep that randomness,
Mhm.
and they're all just like, it's still kind of that crazy, because the visuals work with just the crazy story that goes on with it. But that's my only thing I think they need, really. But what do you guys think? And I'll start with Vince. That they have to, what not to do, what to avoid. What is the poison to this
Hmm.
potentially great show? This potentially, it could be a landmark for anime. What do you think they should avoid, Mr.
Yeah.
Vince?
All right, so I got somewhat of a hot take, and honestly, it comes out of a place of me just being a newer viewer of the show. I think it's because I watch this. I didn't watch this growing up. It doesn't really have that place in my heart that it has with DJ or maybe with you, Victor, as well. But um, I think the character dynamic from one character another to another, I think it lacks a lot, and I think a lot of the backstories kind of lack also, where we don't really get a lot of character interaction. We don't really get any sort of relationships built. The backstories are just kind of like, I don't know. There's really like, they're not really fleshed out.
Hmm.
and that means that we don't really get any character development or character growth. So I really hope that, I'm assuming within the 10 episodes that we get from Netflix, that they are able to dive more into our characters, have them interact more with each other, and allow us to really see relationships from one character to another. But yeah, that's one thing that I did not like in the show at all. It's just like everyone knows each other, but like there's no sincerity between each other, except for maybe Jet and Spike. Like they seem like homies, kind of. But other than that, I don't know. There's no love, you know. It's just like, especially with Faye, right? Like she kind of comes and goes as she pleases. There's really no. I could definitely see them playing her character up. She's going to be like that lost soul kind of person who's, you know, probably got some shit in her past. She has like abandonment issues or whatever, and she doesn't like to stick around for a while. So I can see them playing that kind of storyline for her and having some sort of connection with one of the characters, and that's always her pullback into the group. But hopefully they give us a little bit more character development. I know what's her name, Jet's girlfriend, right? He's looking for her. Do you guys know the character's name?
No, Spike's girlfriend Julia.
Yeah, I know. You know, he's been looking for her for a while. I'm pretty sure, just based off the casting, that she's going to be around a lot more. So once again, just knowing that information, I feel like they're going to give us more development, because they wouldn't cast an actress with that caliber to just be like, here, hop in a scene or two. They're going to give her some meat and potato type scenes.
All right, fair enough. All right, so that's your hot take. That's what you're hoping they avoid, is just, you know, build it and just hopefully they flush out everyone's I will give him that, because it always seemed like they never really touched too much on anyone's relationships, even the homies Jet and Spike. Like to me, it always kind of felt like they're buddies, but like at the end of the day, it's like work buddies.
Yeah, to me, it was just like, we just share scenes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like,
Yeah,
I live here with you. Like we're roommates and we almost get killed every other fucking day.
mm-hmm.
All right, it's a good point. It's a good take. I agree. I hope that Netflix does flush that out so much better than the anime did its job, but the Netflix, hopefully the writers are just like, let's add that what we need to. Only downside I would say is they didn't get the creator of the show to kind of be like, hey, here's why they're like this. But that being said, Mr. DJ, what do you think they should avoid? What not to do? What's fire in this situation for them?
Trying to change the tone of the show. That's really, I pointed it out earlier. I just don't want them to do anything like sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, never mind. I saw a spider. It's all good.
I thought it was a ghost.
No, it's all right. That's
the chupacabra.
it's fine. Just changing the tone of the show. I think they need to keep it just kind of all over the place and keep it kind of light and kind of funny, and to Vince's point, probably flesh them out a little bit more. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of like flashback scenes when there are character centric episodes, which, you know, fair. I hope we get a Jet centric episode. That would be very nice. And yeah, my only gripe is just don't change the tone. Stick to what you know. You can make something new and still at its core be something from the old. So
yeah. How long are the episodes in the anime? Would you say they're about a half hour?
Yeah,
usually
roughly.
half hour, yeah.
And there's 27 episodes. Let's do math here.
26.
Is it 26?
Mhm.
Okay.
Plus a movie.
Yeah, you know,
Great fucking movie.
So what is that? That's what? Is that 13 hours?
Yeah, I can't do math, but yeah.
Yeah, 27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
26 divided by 2. So, yeah.
Yeah, ish. So like I would say, like, give or take 13 hours of the show itself. So that's all we get. Compared to, which I'm guessing again, which is Netflix standard, is 10 episodes. So we get an hour each. So that's 10 hours for the live action and about 13 hours for the animated series. comparing them, if they aren't able to make it somewhat similar and like get rid of all the kind of nonsense anime filler, plug in like the modern kind of take on it, modern writing, I think they could pull it off. I think we can get pretty exact to the anime if they wanted it to be that way.
I hope. I truly hope, and that kind of brings us on to like the last point, because honestly, all we've been talking about is just our hopes are just like what our general ideas, what they should keep, what they shouldn't keep. There isn't much more than just a few set photos that we've seen. It looks amazing, and plus they like their reactions. I don't know if you've seen that video where the cast sat down and they got to hear the new compositions, some of the compositions for the Cowboy Bebop stuff, and they were like jamming, which I'm just like, just show us a fucking trailer. All of us have episodes or things that we love from this, so I want to finish it off with just like what anticipated like episodes or scenes you guys are just looking forward to, like even from just anything, like you're just what's a particular episode, what's a particular just scene that you just like, I can't wait to see that brought to life. Is it fine if I start this one?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, because this one was actually one I was looking forward to the whole time. I don't know if you got up to this, Vince. 12. I don't know if you got up to it. There's one that's I think it's called The Cat Cry. It's the one where Spike goes after a bounty. I want them to do the episode because this is one of those episodes that's just so creepy and dark that I was like, I loved it. And if they could do this correctly in live action, especially with the hour allotted, I think it'd be amazing. Where Spike goes after a bounty and the bounty actually gets killed by a hitman. And the hitman is like this weird dude in a top hat that's like superhumanly strong. He has a bunch of weapons, like he has a bunch of body armor. And they eventually find out that this guy, they took him to a laboratory and they made him into a super soldier. But he's a super soldier with the mentality of a kid. So all he wants to do is kill. And he has his eyes set on Spike. So it's Spike, this serious kind of like, just like, he's like, I have to survive against someone who's just like, they even say in the show, it's just like nothing is more cruel than a child with power. I want to see that episode. That's the episode that I'm like, I'm hoping they can do it. I hope they can make it modern. Speaking to both of your points, like that's what I am just jonesing for, honestly, is that one particular episode, and they keep all the tones right, even the imagery to it, to where it's like the scenes where they're having him kind of the super soldier experimented on and seeing him smile and just fucking go ape shit, murder happy town. I want to see that, but that's okay. That's my hopeful episode. That's all I'm really asking for. I hope it's not too much.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I saw that one. It's probably later in the series. I probably didn't get to it yet. But maybe they can spin it in a way for Vicious. Maybe like that's one of his dudes, like Vicious has some sort of control over the super soldier guy, and that's how they tie everything into each other. Because I know obviously Vicious is casted. He is the big bad in the show, and he's going to be in the live action series probably as the big bad. So if they were to tie that in to have the super soldier guy kind of working for Vicious or somehow integrated, I think that'd be kind of cool.
That's cool. Oops, sorry, my dog is going insane. Well, I mean, since you're already on the point, Vince, what is something you're looking forward for, or what is something that you want to see, something you're anticipated for episode or even scenes?
Kind of going back to what I was talking about earlier, and I think kind of maybe the overall thoughts on the live action, like just the vibe of the show. I hope that and I'm not just using this because it's one of the few scenes I've seen. Trust me, I watched as much as I could, but I really did like how the show opened, where they're after the one dude with the serum, the red eyes, right, and his girlfriend. I hope they kick the show off like that, and I think the reason I want them to do that is to kind of show the fans and the people watching to be like, hey, we hear you, and like we get it. We need to nail this. We need to like make it close to what it originally was. So I feel like if they come out of the gates and they kind of try to match what already exists, everyone's going to be like, okay, hell yeah, like this is going to be pretty legit then. So I hope they do that scene. At the very least, I would just want to see the fight scene where fucking Spike takes off the sombrero.
Yeah.
I forget the villain's name in that scene, but he's like, "You don't even look good in that outfit."
Oh yeah.
He whips it off, and he like
Just whoops his
fighting in the
ass.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he whips it off and kicks his ass.
Oh
I hope
man,
they do that.
I agree with you. If they do,
And I hope they keep the dog. That's all.
All right, I'm happy for that. And Mr. DJ, you get the honors, the amazingness to be the last one to drop it. What do you want to see? What's something that you're hoping, even if it's a bad show, you're hoping to see?
Special effects. I want to specifically see an episode Gateway Shuffle. Like I said, one of my favorite episodes. I would like to see how they handle, because a lot of that episode is primarily like the setting is space, like they're going through the hyperspace gateways. I want to see how they interact with like the eco terrorists that are there. What are their names?
The space dolphins.
Space dolphins. Yeah.
Space
Dolphins.
Mhm.
Or space warrior, not space dolphins. So yeah, I would like to see that. Kind of fight choreography overall. I want to see how they incorporate how, like, you can see a lot of Jet's fighting styles like Wing Chun almost, like where he kind of evades and rolls and dodges. And I kind of just want to see how I really you've been swaying me over. I kind of want to see John Cho, because I thought about it. I was like, it's fucking John Cho. So put some respect on his name. So I kind of can possibly want to see him do that fight choreography and see how that turns out. And
Dude, it's the red eye one. So,
yeah,
Vince is right. That would be so, like, I just want to see him.
but also
step
the
back.
broom fight. I would like to see that too, just to see how nimble he is and how they incorporate that into it as well.
So smooth.
But yeah, that's it.
Silky smooth. All right. I think, all right, Cowboys, I think we've covered everything that we were supposed to cover today. So thank you so much, guys, for humoring me. We're talking about one of my favorite shows, one of our favorite shows. I hope Vince is gonna come back next week when we talk about the next topic and be like, dude, that show's awesome. And it's just like, yeah, cool. When'd you get the goatee? And why do you have like a denim vest on? You're just like, I don't know, man. And just take out a cigarette and start smoking.
It's whatever.
The more we talk about it, the more I watch, the more I like it. I think right now, because I'm rushing through it, I don't really appreciate it as much, but it's something that I want to keep watching and keep going through.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I just want to say, this is our last episode in September. So once again, guys, we appreciate you guys sticking around and watching us week to week. But once again, we're going to switch things up on you, keep things funky fresh, as probably DJ is most likely to say out of the three of us. But we got an idea for you guys, and we hope you like it. Next month is October, and with October is obviously Halloween. So we have decided that throughout October, we've got 4 episodes. Every episode we're bringing to you guys is going to be horror themed in some way. We are going to be talking about the best horror shows, horror movies, horror animes, horror games, you name it, we got it. But yeah, look forward to that. We're about to be real spooky come next week for you guys.
Viewers beware, you're in for a scare.
Wow. that was cute.
I got nothing. Oh my lord. On that note, that was awesome. Get ready for the spooky. Sorry, the dog's knocking stuff down. I think that's cue from that dog producer that we should be wrapping it up.
Wrap it up, boys. Wrap it up. As always is the Triple S crew. You've been here with us from beginning to end, and we hope that you will follow us down the rabbit hole again. As always, it is me, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It is me, Slick Vic.
And it's me, Space Case. Hope you guys have a good night, good weekend, good day, whatever you're doing. Make it good. We'll see you guys next time.
See you, Space Cowboy.